We're back. Episode.
Let's go.
We're close to. We got to be close to 30. I know we're close to 30. I just don't know what number. 28, 29.
Let's say 30. Let's just say it's 30.
Yeah.
We're wrong. 30 episodes.
I'm here. It flies here. G's
here. G.
Here. Back. Cooking.
So I guess let's talk about the Grammys a little bit. Touch on it a little bit. First off, did y'all watch this shit? Let's just get it out.
I watched Nas win.
That's pretty much all I know. Is that Nas won? Like I can't tell you.
Oh come on, that's all you got too.
I know Nas won. I know Cardi B and Meg had sex on stage or something.
They did.
And
they did have sex on stage, essentially.
And somebody else. People were complaining about Bill Burr too.
That was one. That was something else. It was interesting. It was outside, which I was like, all right, cool, whatever. It's outside. I was actually. So you bring up the Cardi and Meg thing. It was a lot for like primetime television. It was a lot. If you guys, America, if you have not caught this, go watch this. It's damn near like a floor show at a strip club. It's pretty close. It's honestly pretty close.
They had the stripper pole. It wasn't no damn near.
They kept their tops on. I mean, you know what I mean? They were essentially like in lingerie, essentially, or like whatever you want to call this shit. Which was interesting. I mean, I always feel like it's a tough line, man, because you say, man, that shit crazy. Someone's gonna bring up, well, Snoop said back in 92, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. So you like that though. So I guess let them be who they are. I don't know what else to say about it. It was weird.
Snoop's song was better.
Well, yes, it was better. We know that. We ain't gonna hold you on that. I was only a little aggravated. Like, I want to root for Meg to an extent. I didn't like though what she said, which was something to the effect of like, "Oh, the Grammy's not rigged. You win some and you lose some, right?" And I just felt like it was an interesting statement because first off, no one asked you to say it. Number one. Number two, didn't Nas just win his first Grammy? Isn't that what the whole thing was? He just won his first Grammy or something?
Yeah, it was a makeup Grammy. Yeah, it's a makeup Grammy.
Right. So you trying to tell me that the Grammys aren't rigged, but again, I don't want to ever be on the bandwagon of Nas, but a supremely, uber talented guy, way more talented than your fucking ass, hasn't won one until the year you won one. You don't see a problem with that shit? Like, in my mind, because you got it, it's cool, but like, so everybody else was just not good enough. And I mean, again, Nas being the best of all time, bullshit. But Nas not having a Grammy, also bullshit. So he got it, but it's like you too new to the game to be declaring shit. It's not this or not that. I mean, shut up. That's all.
According to the Grammys, man. According to the Grammy, King Disease is better than Illmatic.
Right. Illmatic, Stillmatic. I mean, shit. I mean, there's even others.
Right. There's no way you can sit there and say, like, after all these years and all the work that Nas has put in, like, he doesn't get one till 2021. Like, that's like insane.
It's insane.
Right. He don't even care about rapping no more.
Right.
He just snuck a Grammy in.
Right. He was sitting there like, I didn't even really try on this project.
and no offense, but like, what was he up against too? Like the other albums weren't like stellar works. I mean, they were good, but it was almost kind of like, all right, they limited the competition with this. We're gonna give it to Nas on this one. But I mean, I don't know. She don't know what she don't know. And I'm just like, I mean, maybe don't make these grandiose statements and shit. But other than that, I mean, I guess the Grammys in whole was cool, but
it was politics this year.
It was politics this year.
Because I mean, I know for them to have Jay and Beyonce there, it probably is like, hey, we want you guys to come to boost our ratings. We'll give Blue Ivy a Grammy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way they're showing up unless they're winning something.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the negotiation. You want to come? Do we win? I'll
Right.
be there.
What are you giving me? Because I remember with BET to get Prince to show up, they gave him like album of the year for an album nobody like heard before.
For an album he did last year.
Yeah, it's like
album of the year that came out a year ago though.
Like anybody heard this one? No,
that's too funny. Blue, I didn't even know. I didn't realize that Blue Ivy got a Grammy.
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just know she got a Grammy,
honestly.
and it was like, hey, if you want us to come here, this is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to give Blue Ivy a Grammy for breathing.
I mean, big ups to having
music
powerful
video?
parents. Yo, big ups to powerful parents. I ain't even mad. Like,
Right.
You know what? Your mom and dad can demand it. They can demand it.
Right.
It's what it is.
It's funny. I was just watching it firsthand on that Netflix documentary that just came out about the college scandal with the celebrities getting their kids into college.
I never watched that.
Yeah.
Yo, man. I mean, it's good to see that they couldn't just buck the system again. I'm like, man, listen, yeah. What's weird too, like, you would think with that kind of money, you would just be better at hiding shit that you shouldn't be doing. I would think you'd be better at hiding that kind of shit, but whatever. I guess you gotta do like how Jay did. And nobody know. Walked in there, took a Grammy. All right, cool shit. And didn't Beyonce got one too? Didn't she? Isn't she had the most Grammys like of all time or some shit now? Like 28.
I did see that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So the price of admission was 2 Grammys for the Carter family.
Right. We didn't even do anything this year. We just won 2 Grammys.
That's power.
Just
they were
give
like,
us 2.
You want me to show up? And it's COVID. It's
Beyonce
2 Grammys.
Didn't she do? Was that this year or last year? The Lion King.
The Lion King.
I think that was last year.
The Lion King.
What was it? Black is King.
I think that was last
He
year.
said Lion King. It was like last year. Something is king, I think. Somebody's king.
Yeah, something on Disney.
Something is king. I know that. But yeah, it was a Disney Plus thing. I guess. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I mean, we've been overlooked long enough. Get your recognition, even if it ain't really deserved. Like at this point, I don't really care. That's what it is. But any surprises that y'all saw? I mean, if y'all watched any of it, anything that didn't make sense to y'all?
I mean, I was surprised when Nas won the Grammy.
I mean, yeah, because of all the years of winning, it was an interesting year. But good, my man got it.
They keep pushing that girl Dua Lipa. Like I feel like I see her everywhere. Like she did that song with the baby.
Dua Lipa. That can't be how you say her name. That can't be.
That's how they say it. How you say it?
I'm not even gonna do it. I just said this is sound right, but maybe
they keep pushing her for some reason.
I mean, she's the next big thing. You know how this works. It's all marketing pushing.
She looks like a Kardashian.
That's the wave. People still love that, ambiguous kind of look to the face. You know what I mean? But yeah, interesting. I just, what it is. I don't know if it's COVID or if it's just. I don't feel like these shows have the same appeal they once had. Maybe because like we're older, or maybe because it's just now you look at it as just politics.
People was taking their Grammy from like their couch, like not in hoodies. You know what I mean? That they had like their dog in the back and like, they were trying to look professional or whatever they were trying to look like, but then like their dog comes in and it's like, well, you can't keep that act up now.
The dog came in. The dog wanted the Grammy too. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't even know if it was just that though. Even years before, I don't. Are they still a big deal? Like this? Is that still? I mean, I guess it has to be, right? But I mean, what about the idea that people have talked about making your own shit, saying fuck this, and especially for Black people, like making your own shit. Like, will BET ever be at the range or have something that's like, oh, we want that more than a Grammy, ever?
No. What
if Master P did it?
I wouldn't accept an award from Master P.
What if we had the Master P Awards, the No Limit Awards? What of that?
Because
Catchy name.
he's gonna put his
Catchy.
name all over it.
Nah. It's the No Limit Awards.
It's a catchy name.
I'm just saying. P, hit us up, man. No Limit Awards, man. We can run that shit for you. I'm telling you.
Nobody would show up. Just like he tried his noodles and with sneakers.
Leave my man noodles alone.
Pancakes, whatever else that he tried to make people buy with his name on it and his face. No.
I mean,
Man, the Master P Award.
I don't want to get into it, but I mean, he's successful for a reason.
he
Master
is.
PEE Award.
You know what? Yo, you mad disrespectful. You mad. There's no need to be that disrespectful. I'm just saying, like, let my man live. Let my man P live.
Hey, listen, I'm just honest about Percy when it comes to his business acumen, because he's pretty much no different than a lot of people, even though he tried to front like he is. And that's what irritates me.
All right, I want to.
Same with Dame Dash. Like, don't sit there and try to be that I'm doing it for us type thing, and you put people in the same, like, people broke just like when they were with regular labels. So,
well, speaking of doing it for us, I had another thought. This is spiraled out of control. Versus, they sold that shit. No one shitted on them like they shit on Jay. What's going on, man?
I was surprised by that because to me, Versus is more of the culture than Title.
Absolutely.
So it was just like,
my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, and nobody came at them, and it's like Versus. It literally hasn't even been a white artist on Versus. So it's like that's like really been. We literally started that culture. So
it's weird to me.
Yeah, like Titles, I don't even know that many people that got Tidal. Like, I'm probably the only one that I know that like uses Tidal over Apple Music and all the other stuff. But
I mean, that's actually probably fair. My one boy did it when they bought that show that they did. What's that like hood show that was on there for a minute? Money and Violence. Yeah, okay, that one. Yeah. So like that was cool because they had something that was like from the culture, like origins in the culture, and they just kind of came out whatever with that, and they had the exclusive rights on it. That was cool. But other than that, I've never really had Saito. So you're right about that shit. So I guess I get both sides of it, like selling to the highest bidder and not really doing it for the culture. But you're right. If you present it as this is for the culture, but then don't do it for the culture when it's convenient, it's kind of like.
Right. I thought they got ownership though. Like this was. I thought this was a little different. Like they got like 50% owner or some. They got some percentage of ownership. But I thought Versus was like dying anyway though. Like I feel like they got everybody that was good anyway. So it's like, get me out of here before I have to get caught with the bill.
Right. And I think Jay was kind of doing the same things. I think for what he sold it for, it's like it probably wasn't going to reach higher than that. Because I mean, all the other streaming platforms just kind of dominate Tidal anyway. So, I mean, I get why he sold this part, and I get why Versus sold theirs, because it's like the last one. It was like it's D'Angelo and versus nobody.
Yeah.
I thought they had. Who did they already have Raekwon versus Ghost?
I don't think so. And like, why would I don't even like? That's like saying, "Hey, Jadakiss first Styles." Like, why?
I didn't get that one either. I was like, why be doing this?
I was like, y'all need people that bad? Like, y'all got to reach that bad?
They got to get to the real rivalries. Like, I want to see like 50 versus like Ja Rule. I want to see like real beef. I want to see real like, yo, we ain't like each other for a minute. Like, I want to see that. Like, and I don't think you're gonna get that.
No, I don't think you're gonna get that, and I think they're just like running out of people that's just gonna do it.
A lot of people saying no. Like a lot of people, they're like, it just don't make sense for me. Like a lot of people, their argument is that the charts already told me mine was better.
Right. And then I also think they kind of got away from the essence. Like, because when the what was it, Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, like after they did, everybody's like, well, let's do that format. We're both of them in the room and blah, blah. And I think it was like people liked it more when it was just like, hey, Babyface versus Teddy Riley. And he got a stream, Teddy Riley got a stream. And then part of the charm of it was somebody's always messing up their stream or their sound.
Yeah, honestly, as much of a disaster as it was actually really fun to watch him figure this shit out.
It's like way more entertaining to watch. It was like when it was stream versus stream, battle versus battle, like, you know, hits versus hits, hearing Babyface's slick comments to Teddy Riley. Like,
oh yeah. He has some jazz with that dude. Nah, I mean, I like it. I mean, I think that's the point though, man. Like, you can't. The more I think things get popular, the more money it makes, and as soon as somebody else comes in, the magic is gone. Like Versus probably won't feel the same. Maybe they keep it good for the first couple, but it's not gonna feel the same. And I'm like, I guess you get out of it, but like, you mentioned like carrying the bag. Like, what bag is it really? What does it really cost to them to do this?
Well, they partnered up with Apple, so I'm assuming like, and first of all, you can't just play that music without like paying royalties or something like that, right? So I'm pretty sure that partnering with Apple was like the solution for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just there's just other costs that like the music industry is like relentless when it comes to getting their money. I'm just assuming that there's other costs with booking artists that maybe we're unaware of, because if you're gonna have somebody that doesn't own their masters come and perform something and potentially make money off of it, I mean, I'm pretty sure the music industry is asking, okay, so y'all had 100,000 in this app, y'all had 200,000 in this app, you know, these counts as streams or something like that. I don't know what the music industry is gonna do, right, but I can imagine them coming to them boys. It's like, all right, y'all got to pay up now.
Yeah,
where's our cut?
That's like crazy. You look on IG, like IG was literally getting millions of viewers when they were on.
Running ads too.
Right.
Like crazy. So we got to retake that shit back. I don't know how we do that. That's how I feel about the Grammys in general. We got to, so much of the music is profiting or judged by people who don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, how do we get back to owning it? And that's why like, it sucks to see them sell shit. But again, if they can't keep it with the cost, maybe that's the goal. Get enough money to where you can own it and absorb the cost. Maybe. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It's like without coming out of your pocket crazy though. You literally have to convince every artist to independently produce their work and agree to some type of royalties deal, or agree to just be royalty free for that instance. Like, otherwise the music industry, they're gonna keep coming like, what's up? You have 1 million views on this. I ain't see a cent yet.
That's right. Yeah, that's fair though. It's what's good. They're definitely gonna do that. Ultimately is coming out of pocket. I bet you Percy comes out of pocket. Percy stay coming out of pocket.
Yeah, I bet we'll see. Let's see if Percy versus.
Listen, it's gonna be the hottest. It's gonna be him versus Mystical.
Percy versus Baby.
I wouldn't mind to see that.
I'm not watching that.
I'm gonna watch that. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be some funny ass shit. You don't want to? Why not, G? You don't want to see Baby go at your boy Percy? Why not?
I think Baby would win in dominant fashion, but it'd be entertaining.
I'm not trying to watch another celebration.
It would,
and that's the other thing. Like, they became just like little concerts. Like, anybody really trying to battle. I think the last battle was probably Fab and Kiss.
I was about to say, give me a Fab and Kiss, or give me a X and Snoop. That was kind of dope.
Right.
X and Snoop was good.
Yeah, because you could tell just by they strategize. Like, if you play this, I'm playing this. You know what I mean? And then it kind of turned to, hey, what's your playlist? Here's my playlist. Yeah. Let's make a good show.
Shit, I'll take a Gucci Jeezy as long as one of them is like Gucci.
He said, "I want the aggression."
Get like that is 50 and Job.
50 and Job, man. That would be nice. I want real beef behind this. I want a real static behind this. Not no for fun. Nah, not no man. I love this dude. Love his music. He's a great man. No man, fuck that dude. This song better. Like I want to hear that. That's the energy I want to hear. 100%. Well, speaking of actual beef with people, you know what? We've talked about both these people before. It's kind of funny, but I'm not sure if y'all saw this little tiff again. One of my favorite people in the world to talk about, Candace Owens, crazy ass bitch, and Bronx's very own Cardi. So I guess after the Grammys, of course, as you can imagine, the right wing of this country didn't take too kindly to essentially a stripper performance on their primetime television, which again, this is why it's hard. I kind of understand a little bit, a teensy bit. I understand. So a war of the wars began, I should say, versus these two. Essentially, Candace would say what you thought she would say. You know, you're pushing sexuality as empowerment and it's bullshit. I don't agree with it. You're a bad example for kids everywhere or whatever. And Cardi fired back like, why are you worried about me and shit? Apparently, there's a tweet going around. I don't know if it's doctored or if it was came from her account and she was hacked. I don't know. But apparently, if you Google this, there is a tweet from Candace. It appears to be a tweet from Candace saying her husband cheated on her with her brother. Apparently. So listen. So apparently the tweet is she's talking about her husband. It says that her husband cheated on her with her brother, with Candace's brother. Apparently. That's what the tweet said. And apparently the tweet goes on to say, I asked them to join and I was told I couldn't. This is the tweet that apparently came from her account. Now, again, I don't know if it was doctored or whatnot. I'm not assuming this was true. I'm just saying what happened. So Cardi brings up that and said, "You worrying about me while your husband was at home with your brother?" Like so that was her firing back. And essentially they've gone back and forth. And then Candace like, "Well, I'm bringing a lawsuit because that's slander, whatever." And Cardi's just like, "It's not slander because this was like on news outlets. Like this was a thing. I didn't make this up. Like this is like you can Google this." Anyway, so that was their argument. I have to admit, man, Cardi is, if nothing else, incredibly entertaining. I gotta get, every time she says something, I'll be like, damn, it ain't, I don't always agree, but damn, it'd be funny. It'd be some funny shit. But I want to ask the essence of the argument, though, of not really agreeing or liking the performance or thinking they're too raunchy. And this has been talked about since Meg's been out, right? Since Meg's been out, since Cardi's been out. I mean, since really any female rapper not named Queen Latifah or freaking... I wasn't trying to just
Roxanne Shante.
Nothing else came to mind. I was just like, not Queen Latifah.
There's a lot of other pretty neutral rappers.
I know. I don't know why I stopped on the Queen. My bad, Queen. I ain't mean it like that.
You mean the Equalizer?
Oh man.
Listen. Okay. We get off the rails. Listen. All I'm saying is there's a lot of female rappers. A lot of them have this happen to them, right? She's not the only one. They're not the only two. They won't be the last two, obviously. But I can understand what Candace is saying, and I don't like most of what she says. And she says most of what she says to put black folk in line and to be the voice of the black conservative. I get all of that shit. There's a lot of propaganda in what she spews, of course. But I got to admit, man, watching that shit, I could see people being like, all right, well, shit has a limit. Right? There's a line we all kind of know in the sand somewhere. It felt like watching that shit, it was a little much. I mean, I'm not going to criticize it because it's not, it's just not my thing, but I could see why some more conservative people would be like, this shit crazy. A little crazy. So, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, I get where she's coming from too. Because I mean, Grammys, I think, is supposed to be a family award show.
Ish, at least, right?
You know, kind of. I mean, it comes on one of those never CBS, ABC, one of those.
It's network television, and it's usually a little docile when it's network television.
Typically. Right. So I mean, I kind of get what she's saying. It's just I think it's just the person that was delivering it. That was all. Like if it wasn't Candace Owens, I think more people would probably agree with her.
You're right. Absolutely, I agree with that.
Because it's her, it's like, you know what? Forget it. It was wonderful. They should do more of it. I wish they were actually really naked this time. It was just like, I see where she's coming from. Cardi had to take it a little bit too far, but I mean, Cardi at the end of the day, she's doing what she knows. So,
well, damn.
I mean, like
it's like, hey, it's like whatever show she's going to do is going to be stripper based. So, if it's music, that's her. If music is stripper based, she comes from that background. Meg Thee Stallion tries to be that way. That's her background, kind of. So,
is it I thought she was a
I mean, her entertainment wise, I would say.
I mean, no, that's her content. Yes.
Yeah.
Her content is, I mean, at least, I mean, and again, it's hard. It's weird to say that Cardi B has more range than Meg Thee Stallion, but she does. I mean, if you listen to some of Cardi's stuff, it's not all that. She's done like their whole reggaeton thing. Like she's done other stuff, whereas like Meg is just like.
Meg rapped about school.
Did she?
No, she has not. I don't think so. I mean, I haven't listened to all.
Oh, you trolled. Oh,
yeah.
Troll
she did an Instagram video with a book in her hand. I don't know.
Oh, she did the LeBron James.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, somebody should have asked her what the book was about. See if we get that book report answered. Like, oh, I didn't read this at all.
She did so many major things for our people. I've never let
that go. It's like this book ain't even about that, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. How do I feel about it? I guess I agree. I would prefer if things were different, but they're not. And like to be up in arms about it, I guess I can see why if it's considered a family show. But I mean, on the same token, like nobody like gets on TV and goes this hard when they're showing like murders and actual guns shooting people and stuff like that. And it's like people are losing their lives off of that stuff, People dancing sexy on stage. It's just
it's hard.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's hard to be like, it's hard to to be like, hey, this is terrible. You guys are showing sexuality. Then follow. Stay tuned to watch Equalizer after this.
Gonna blow 4 niggas away real quick. Gonna be like, yeah, but don't do this at home, guys. No, I mean, but sex and drugs though, those are the two that are always those get people upset, right? Because the news shows you violence, the news shows you crime scenes, and they have a shootout footage. You'll see it. Like the news shows you that. So it's like, I mean, I think to me, violence we're a lot more desensitized to. Whereas like sex,
they need
the
Constitution to include sex, and then people would fight for it like they fight for the Second Amendment.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it is. But no, I agree with you. I think, I get the merits of the argument. The person saying it I can't agree with it, but so much because it's just who it is. And to me,
and I was going to say, the conservative, the right wing people, like who's been in more sex scandals than they have?
Yo, facts, facts. Every week is somebody getting caught with some wild shit.
Yeah, and all honesty, like watching it, like I just watched it. It's like, I mean, I just watched it again. It's like, I mean, it's not even really that bad. I mean, it's kind of wild, but it's not really that bad.
Right. Like, have we seen? I mean, we've probably seen worse from Madonna. I
was gonna say, I think there's definitely the color tax at play here, because if even if it was present day, not Taylor Swift, because they would be mad because they look at her as like 16 still. But I mean, name 2 white artists, go on stage, do the same thing. it'd be
Empowering.
groundbreaking and oh my God, they're so they did so much and this is amazing and it's just so artistic and I didn't know they could dance that well and it would be all this other shit, right? Of course, if they did the exact same shit, the exact same song, let's say, the exact same moves, but happening to be white, I think there'd be less. First off, Candace Owens wouldn't come for them.
Nope.
She'd be like, we have to protect artistic integrity and freedoms and freedom of speech and First Amendment and shit. So I think that's the part of it too that obviously it's hard to want to agree with her on anything.
They couldn't even like play the whole song. They bleeped out half the damn song because clearly the words are wild. So pretty much it was just an instrumental and people dancing.
Just I think what they say, wedding gushy.
And it's funny, like nobody's going to blame the Grammys for booking them in the first place.
Right.
Like
I'm sure
you're perform this song. Oh
yeah.
I mean, and they are right, and I think that's the other part of it. The Grammys, I'm pretty sure, are not run by Black folk or run by Cardi B or run by Meg. No one decided to say why did they do this. You go after the person that did it because it's easy. They're the lowest person on the totem pole. You can't piss off somebody at the Grammys because they probably cut a check for you.
Now if she performed this joint at the Tonys, I'm bugging. Y'all bugging now.
Yeah.
Yo, G, shut the fuck up. I'm so tired. He said at the Tonys. Who even watches the Tonys? The Tonys would love to have them show up and perform WAP. Then somebody would watch.
They definitely would. Like, please come somebody watch us.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I just dislike Candace Owens just so much.
Yeah, because the thing is with Candace Owens, because I think people looked up in her past, like she used to be like on the other side.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So it's just like
it was profitable for her to switch.
Like it's almost like we know you're not really like this, but you get paid.
I told y'all, man. She had a case. She had a discrimination lawsuit against this school board or school district of Stamford, Connecticut. She did a talk show. Talking about Trump before he even became president, just clowning him. Right? She's been on that side. Realize there's no money in it. Oh, you're a moderately attractive black girl talking about conservative shit. Now we have to put you on Fox News as a senior analyst.
Yep.
I mean, we need that. We need youth and color. You present both to us. So it's an opportunity here for you. I mean, youth and color, sometimes just color. Look at what's some two old dumb chicks, Sky and what's her names? Diamond and Silk or whatever.
So Diamond and Silk?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Color. We need color. Oh, you talking about us in a positive way? Because everybody your age group talks about us in a negative way, but you talk about us in a good way. Oh yeah. Come on over. So I mean, color and youth is always useful for the right. But yeah, I mean, either way, I think there's merits, but yeah, like I said, it's probably not the best person to hear from. But anyways, only other thing I had, which I found interesting, guys, is you know what? Twitter's a wonderful place if you let it be. But unfortunately, it's not always a great place. But funny thing happened last week, a couple days ago, I should say. Did you guys see the post I'm referring to, where the girl was mad that the dudes? I guess okay. So here's a breakdown for you that don't know. Chick put a post up. I guess she said her girlfriend were going out to dinner, like her friend or whatever. And she's like, she invited her dusty ass dude to come with us, whatever. So he was already dusty before we even got to what he was dusty about. But okay, fine. So she said, yeah, man, invites him to come out. And I guess she said what she ordered, whatever. I guess she got like a dip and 2 drinks. I guess it was like $20, whatever, for the total. And she was mad that the dude was like, oh, separate checks. And she was just like, oh, it's broke ass, whatever, right? All mad, right? Now, I guess in her mind, if you a man and I'm here with your girl, you're supposed to pay. In her mind, this is what she felt. I wonder, guys, what do you guys feel about that? Is she right? Is she wrong? Is she crazy as shit?
I mean,
I like this.
So like before I make my statement, I've been in a situation where I didn't pay, and I've been in a situation where I did, and there was a clear distinction to why. It was
Okay.
discussed beforehand that potentially, or it was discussed beforehand, or that person is just genuinely a good person that also looks out for me. So that's the instance where I would pay. Generally speaking, fuck her.
Generally speaking, of course.
What kind of entitlement? Like, this is the shit that pisses me off to like the end of the earth. Like the entitlement, right? That so what? So it's like, okay, so I'm just automatically supposed to pay for you. Yet you're independent. Yet you got your own money. Yet you ain't worried about nobody else's money. Yet all this other stuff that you're portraying, it's like, okay, cool, you got it then.
That would be a rational response. That's a very rational response.
Yeah, I get both sides, you know, because I wouldn't say I've experienced that where just like a girlfriend has come along, but you know, knowing just like my background, like if I'm cool with both of them, like I'll probably pay for everybody.
Easy.
But at the same time, it's just like if you just like invited yourself, and it's like you know, you kind of, you know, we didn't discuss all this, and you just like a hanger on, you're an adult. Yeah, you probably got to pay for your own shit.
You know what's funny? We're not probably catching, which is what I thought initially. He don't like her. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like that's the friend that he don't like. Because if it's the friend that he like, he gonna be like, all right, whatever. It's just cool. Like you said, G. Like if you look out, you know, usually, or even for me, I'm like, if I know you the type to look out for my girl, if I know when y'all gone places and like you've popped for her before, and maybe she ain't have it, or you just said, nah, I got it, or whatever. Or I know if she going out for her birthday, you covering all their drinks. Like if I know you've done that in the past and you look out, I don't have no problem doing that. But that's what she missed it. And clearly she just shitty enough person that she would miss it. He don't like you. You're the least liked of her friends, which is why he ain't pay for your stupid ass.
That's the biggest thing here. I don't like you. So it's just like I'm not paying for your food. Like it's like you're the one that always tells her to leave. Get out of here. Like, no. So here, I'm gonna leave you your bill. Go pay for that.
I'm gonna leave you your bill. Oh man, it was good to see. I'll give Black Twitter and Black women on Twitter a little credit on this one. Not everyone was like, yo, yeah, you right. There was some battling back. And more than I usually see when a black man gets slandered. It's usually just like, all right, well, it's shooting season right now, man. Everybody take a shot. But I gotta admit, man, that it was still too many that were just like, yeah, he wants to pay here, man. I mean, and
the easy question is like the easy corny question is, so if he brought his friend, his best friend, you paying for him?
Especially if you don't like him.
Yeah. Or in general, even. I'm giving him an out in general. Like I'm giving you a way to escape. But
that's funny. I mean, I don't think I've been in a situation where I haven't done it. It's funny. I'll give you guys a funny story. I was in a situation where I did pay for the friend, and then the girl I was with was mad about that. She was like, "Why the fuck you pay for that bitch?" I was like, I said that I just wanted to be nice. I shouldn't have did that. I'm confused.
There's something I started to notice once I started hanging out with like different people, right? And it's like you just find like the more put together the people you deal with, the easier those situations are. Because like when you go to a restaurant, it's easier to just put it on one card. Get me later. If you don't get me, I mean, you got me next time, right? Like that's the conversations that I'm used to having now that I'm dealing with more put together people. So like even like splitting the bill is kind of like weird to me now in the sense where it's like
Yeah, it's like easier. Like
we'll
it's
get
just
it
one
back.
check. Yeah, it's just one check. Somebody put in their card. I'll cash out you the money or something.
Yeah,
It's like
it's 2021.
It's real
Right.
simple. Nah, that's fair though. That's actually a good point. You're right. The more put together you are, the easier these conversations are. Cause that it is too. Cause like when you especially when you're in college, for example, right? Everybody, it's 10 of us, 10 checks.
10
Right.
checks.
Yeah, it's
Who
like
who ordered the appetizer? Who took 2 chips off the Alfredo?
Yeah, that restaurant man be the worst. You be like, no. You got some of these chips too. So we gonna split this 4 ways on that. But now she had 1 chip. Now we gonna make her pay like just throw extra $5 in because you only had 1 chip. All right, now you do. I'm like, bro,
it's embarrassing. Not in some restaurants, it's really embarrassing. Like in some restaurants, it's like I mean, regardless of whether it's right or wrong, like there's an expectation in certain restaurants that like it ain't gonna go like that.
Right? Don't just say, yeah, we don't do that. Like, and there's a gratuity added into it. So like,
and it's funny, if you ever been to a restaurant where like black people frequent, and it's like mostly like places like crab legs and shit. And it's like kind of expensive.
Black folk, don't do us like. He's right though. They got some good crab legs. Yeah.
And like they automatically assume that this is not together.
Yeah, they walk in. That's how you know you've been judged. So separate checks.
Right.
And
they come in like.
But no, and if you listen around in the restaurant, you'll hear separate checks. Yeah, separate checks. Oh,
right. And it's funny. Like every time I go in there, like it's the waiter, because the waiters owe me some docile guys. So it's like, is this together or separate or?
They don't know. They don't want to just assume. They're like, don't yell at me, man. I don't want to be on nobody world star. Don't yell at me. Oh man, nah, yeah. The sign you gotta step your circle up. If you're doing restaurant, if you're doing math when the check come,
his girl should pay. That's my theory. You and your girl going out. And he come, she should pay. Fuck it, change the game.
Yeah.
He said, "Fucking change the game."
Change the game, or
I like it.
Or you pay for your friend since you invited her
here.
Yeah. I just, it just makes me sad. Cause I feel like, I think Chris Rock said this, and we maybe mentioned it before, but it just feels like men are always loved or respected based on their ability to provide. It's like as soon as you don't make this much or do this much, and we get examples of this every day. Somebody says something, somebody tweets something that's just like, man, I'm supposed to do this, man, I'm supposed to do that. And I'm just like, so if a man is struggling or he got a dream or he just trying to do something different, maybe he'll make a lot of money, right? Now he not shit because you don't, or not only that he not shit, he's not going to give you certain shit. Like no one else gets love like that. No one else gets respect like that tied to specifically that thing. I don't know. I wish we can get out of that in our community, especially since like there's obviously barriers to us attaining a certain level of money, both, whatever. But we are our own worst enemy sometimes, and it's just fucking ridiculous.
Man, I don't even want to go in right now, but yeah, I've been going in on that with people just because people use statistics and numbers and all this stuff, and it's like, just admit that it's a double standard. Just admit that it's there. They want to act like it's not. They want to act like the entitlement doesn't exist. And it's like, if a woman is more successful and I was broke, would she bring me up to her level? The chances are no, because she wants somebody that makes as much as her or more.
Right.
But it's common for a guy to do that, right? And then you ask the question, a genuine question like, do you think something's wrong with that? Nah, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, you can't even question it. I'm a bitch ass nigga because I questioned it.
Right.
Yeah. you a bitch for asking that shit, bitch, nigga.
Like, okay. People, it's the same conversation where it's like, I know we all want to be bosses, but like, we all can't be bosses. We all can't have 6 figures.
Who's the workers? Like somebody can't be the boss. Like I don't.
But even that, like there might be some professions that just cap right below 6 figure. Damn, this nigga out of luck. Fuck. Perfectly, like for the city that has an average income of like 20,000 a year, this nigga is 50,000 over that. But he a broke nigga.
He ain't shit.
So it bugs.
Nah,
I want to go in. I'm not going in.
Nah,
I said I wasn't gonna do it.
It's nah. I mean, that's real. I won't push it too much. But remember, who was it? Wasn't it City Girls? Who was like, I need. Oh, not City Girls. It was somebody else. But like they said something like, oh, dude, got to make like over 6 figures. And I'm like, have you ever made over like 50K in your life? How do you want that? Like, how I hear someone say, I want to make over 6 figures. I need to do to make over that. All right, first off, if he makes over that and you make 50, what's the attraction to him to come to you if you bring nothing else to help him level up? And I mean, you guys know this, when you get to a certain level of money, people can't help you level up from there if they don't know how to get there. If you're not like, there with me, you can't, you know what I mean?
You sound like Kevin Samuels.
Oh, we are not doing that one.
No.
That's next week. We'll bring it up next week because he is on some disrespectful shit to people. I ain't gonna bring it. He ain't not.
All I'm saying is, if they want to change the standards, then I should be allowed to. Like, if you don't want to be traditional, but you want me to be traditional, like, let's talk about this now. Let me ask some questions first. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like, I saw a tweet this week where this guy basically said, you know, just a lot of women that are looking at they're looking for red flags immediately, you know, seeing like, oh, if they don't have the type of money, or they're misogynist or homophobic or all this other stuff. And he said, meanwhile, they forget to even see if they're even that likable in the first place as a person for them to be just trying to, you know, look at red flags or see the negatives in a guy before people even find out if you know, even worth any of that type of effort.
It's like, it's the thing. If you find somebody that has all these qualities, do you measure up to those qualities? Are you shopping at the right store? It's just as simple as that. Like, if you not, I mean, if you ain't got the budget for a Benz, don't look for a Benz. Look for a Toyota. Look for a Chevy. You know, go for what you appropriately are going to attract. If you can't, I mean, that's kind of on you. But I'm with you, G. Being able to ask questions and understand, all right, well, what are we doing? It's a double standard that shifts. It's always shifts to them. I talked to my wife about this. She's like, no, men have the power in dating. I'm just like, I don't know if I agree with that. I think it ebbs and flows. I think it depends on the person.
Yeah,
I
just want the ability to ask the question without people being emotional about it. Okay, it's a damn question. Like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get to the bottom of it. Like, I could disagree or agree. I'm not telling you that I'm changing my opinion on how things are right now. Let's just talk about it. Nah.
Not no discussion. No one wants, but those kind of people don't want to have discussion. They want to just be right. And that's it. There's no discussion. They want to be right. So
yeah, there's the macro and the micro of the situation, right? Like, you know, if you ask a macro question, people take it to the micro where it's personal to them, and I'm like, okay, I'm not invalidating your situation, but let's talk about it as a whole.
And that's everyone does that. Everyone does that. That's like Twitter's best line. Well, it happened to me, so that it must happen to everyone. Oh,
like, yeah,
okay, okay.
Like, I had to tell friends that, like, women friends, it's like, no, like, your experience isn't everybody's experience.
It's just not. It's just what it is.
Can't just assume that.
Oh man. Anything else? Remember, right at what you were saying, G. You got anything else you want to throw on there?
Go Knicks. Go Randall.
You know what?
Been all right.
I'm not even. You know what? Yes, go Knicks. It's always go. Yeah, change your shit to go Knicks.
Just hope we just don't blow all our money on Randall.
Let's go Randall. When you talk about the All-Star game, we might have to have a little session to talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you. You said 6:15. I give you. We got 10 minutes. You want to run real quick?
All-Star weekend, was it the worst All-Star weekend ever? Is the All-Star weekend ever? Can it ever be what we thought it was again? I don't think it can.
Yes, it can be. I'm gonna tell you exactly what they got to do. First off, I'm gonna hit the NBA. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna get
before you get into it. Yes, it can if they allow them to use steroids, robotics, and artificial arms and legs.
No,
it could be the greatest. Let them be Space Jam.
LeBron starts dunking.
Yo, no, low key. Have y'all seen real quick on Space Jam? Have y'all seen the screen shares that came out or the scenes that came out already? They were like, yo, yeah. So they say, yo, Space Jam's already in the running for best special effects. They had a close up of your boy LeBron hairline. I was like, no, his shit was fresh and it was dark. And they were like, yo, special effects ain't gonna win that shit. Anyways, I'm sorry. We wouldn't be us. We didn't take a shot at the king. Either way, All-Star game. Yes, they can fix it. Here's how you fix it. Number one, I thought the three-point contest was good. I like
the three-point contest.
I think the dunk. I think the added things there were good, like because boys are shooting deeper and deeper now. Pause. So I like, all right, cool. I like that. I like to add it, and I mean, and of course, and they know how to market it. The Mountain Dew shot. Okay, fuck it. But that was good, and I think what's happening is that the three-point contest is becoming better than the dunk contest. You know why? Because you have fucking stars in it.
Right.
I don't understand how stupid the NBA is. I like Obi. And Obi has like the dunking background, the pedigree. That's cool. But he went against bums, against nobodies. Like you can have one or two guys that aren't as big. I mean, to me, the greatest dunk contest I ever saw, me personally, real time, was the 2000 Vince Carter slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
That was the greatest. Not just because of that. Well, because think of who he went against. Him,
T-Mac.
Stevie Franchise, T-Mac. He went against star players. You can't have Obi, and Obi's not a star yet. Obi wasn't an all-star, but you can't have Obi and then I can't even remember the other names. You can't have random three dudes in the dunk contest. And that's it.
Cassius Stanley was like a G League player.
He's not even in the league. That's how far it's come. So to your point, G, can we fix it? Robotic arms and steroids would help a lot, yes. But I'm just saying, you need to mandate it. Yo, I mean, at this point, LeBron ain't got the money no more. You need to, Giannis, Ja Morant, you three are doing this. I don't want to hear, well, we can't. Yes, the hell you can make them get the NBA. Yo, you're doing this. Get the stars back into that, number one. Number two, I say pull like some pickup games. Pull out a horse. Pull out like a real pickup game. Like do something that we would see in the park. That to me is more entertaining than what the fuck is a skills competition? They half jog up the court and throw it in a damn basket.
I think it's bad skills competitions are being won by centers.
Ridiculous. Because you know guys aren't taking it serious. So I'm like, get rid of that kind of stuff.
No, I just think that they're not that skilled.
You don't think
I can sit there and say like a lot of American players are not that skilled, which is why they're losing to European centers.
Yeah.
I also don't think guys try.
If they put orange cones out there, we would win every time.
Right. Yeah. We could jump through fire and jump over chairs and all that type of stuff. We win those things. But like basic fundamentals, like, you know, me and G, like we work with kids and players. We know how bad their skills are. Yeah.
Come off a screen. Hey, come hit my shoulder when you come off the screen. They cannot do it. How hard is it to hit my shoulder when you come off the screen? So the guy, you know, just so the guy can't get through, you know, he has to go under the screen, whatever. You can't do it.
Can't. How hard is it to be accurate on a normal bounce pass?
That is interesting. I mean, the skills are bad. But I mean, if that's the case, so if you don't have no players that can do the skills, even more reason to get rid of this shit.
Yeah, I personally don't like that crap. I think it sucks, the skills thing. Like you need to do some 3-point contests is fine because they got the stars.
Yes.
But they gotta get something else in there. Like you gotta make, like you said, if you want to do dunk contests, you gotta make it Zion, make it Ja. Somebody else get in there. The young, because it ain't gotta be like the older dudes, get the young dudes, because the Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon was a great dunk contest.
That was a great dunk contest.
But I think it would have meant more now. Because if they did it now, because Zach LaVine is a star, like
they need to do like what would really I think pick it up is like some type of one-on-one system, maybe like guards, forwards, and I guess I don't really care about centers, but some centers could be entertaining. But like just get a couple categories: best guard, best forward, 1-on-1, and then it's
King of the
like,
court.
can John Wall beat Kyrie? I mean, in 1-on-1, I don't know. Like,
I would
let's
love
see.
to see one-on-one
King of the
battles.
court.
Would be
I-
nice.
I think they should do
battles
like
would be nice.
I don't know if y'all ever seen the video when guys in the Olympics are just doing 1-on-1, playing 1-on-1.
Yep, from the elbow. Yep.
From the elbow, 2 dribbles, like first one to 10 or whatever. Like I'd have them like do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they do
I
that
can watch.
stuff
I can watch that for an hour. Just looking at
Yeah.
the different, because you got to go on your bag for real. If you only got a couple dribbles, I mean,
Right.
you got to be real precise. I mean, you got to block up. Like,
And
No.
and if you only one on the court, right? There's a fear of the embarrassment. I have to play defense now. I
Right.
can't just let him shit on me and get to 10 and be like, oh, I wasn't trying. Ain't nobody gonna hear that shit. So now it's gonna be that. I would even take this. You always talk about like, yo, who's the fastest? Yo, a fucking race. Race with the ball. It sounds so stupid, but it's like I'd rather see that. Yo, who faster?
like Barkley and the ref, Dick Pavetta.
Exactly.
A lot of people actually really watch that.
Yo, people want to see that. Or every year in the NFL, what's the dude who takes a 40, who does a 40 time in his suit? Or in his like dress pants and his shirt. I forget the dude's name, whatever. Every year he does it. It's the most watched thing at the combine. I'm like, just do that. I want to see John Morant and De'Aaron Fox with a ball race up and down the court. Who fastest? Like, why not?
It's crazy because they got the backstory behind it. Like, they both are on Twitter talking shit about it. They're both, mentioning it in interviews. Like,
I'm like, you do a quick media package. NBA loves media packages. Yo, show the tweets, right? Show the IG lives. Show them the training gear, just like how they do for like boxing. See what the training I did for this? I've been fast my whole life, bro. Like, I'm just, to me, like,
I still don't think they have to. I don't think the Stars will do it though, still, because like I said, somebody's got to lose, right?
And no one wants to take the L. But like, that's what you play to win the game, man. Get your ass out there, take that L on the chin, and keep it moving. Like, I don't think NBA cannot make them do it. I think they can make it enticing enough because they will get more ratings. They can go in a bit more money to be like, yo, or have it be. I don't know if they have incentives in their contracts, but Joe, listen, you win one of these little awards, we throwing some more money.
50K real quick, something 100K.
Something real quick, or shit, you real fast, you get an extra Nike commercial. Something like throwing some kind of incentive for, or maybe had the sponsors do it. Something. You can make it better than it's been. I just think the NBA is just like, well, we do this and this is what we've been doing. We're going to just stick with it. I'm just like, fuck it, for what? Change this shit up. So hopefully they will. But
the Stars got to do it though, because like, as much as I love like Dort, I mean, he better not show up to the king of the court.
Right.
You know what? He could show up as like one of the best defenders and see who locked up the most people, maybe. But I mean, that won't be as watched. But either way, you need stars. They get back to having stars. Like back in the day, man, stars did this shit. You had MJ going against Dominique. Like, come on, these are Hall of Famers going at it.
And I also think that their era was a little bit more competitive than this era.
They wanted to compete. Absolutely.
Right. That era was like you had more on the line. Because obviously, I mean, they're not getting paid as much then, but it's still like the idea of proving that I'm the best in whatever. So like I'm going to compete, and a lot of people this era just don't want to compete in none of that. I mean, they feel like they're too big for it or, whatever. Like they just feel entitled. And you can see it like even starting early. Like it starts young, AAU, really. So you get a lot of people not competing, the Stars not competing because they just feel like they're above it.
I hate to bring up LeBron, but I mean, I remember back when LeBron was rookie and they were like, yo, I guess he got invited to the dunk contest. He was just like, nah, if I'm going, I want to be an all-star. I'm just like, you 18. He was just like, no. So like, you know what I mean? Like it sets the precedent of like, I don't want to. I'm not saying he meant to do that. I'm just saying like.
You really gonna blame LeBron for all this?
I said I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying going back to even when he was rookie, he didn't want to do it. Before he had the power and he controlled the league and the media, he didn't want to do it then. And he didn't do it. I'm just saying.
Right. I do think I'm not putting it all on LeBron either, but I think LeBron probably is the first star of his caliber to not participate in anything like that. Because even like Kobe was a rookie, he did it. You know what I mean? Jordan, Larry Bird, like I'm doing the 3-point contest. Like, everybody
Damn, now that I think about it, you're right. There's been
everybody did something. Like even Ray Allen got in the dunk contest. So it's just like
he did.
It's I think he was like the first major star that was just like, yeah, I'm not doing any of that. So
not blaming him. I mean, not that he tried to spawn an era, but facts is facts.
So, and I think other players, they kind of use him as an excuse, like, oh, well, LeBron never did it. It doesn't mean anything, and it's just like, it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's more for bragging rights and also just to show what level you on or that you're willing to participate.
It is a bragging rights thing, and I get that, and I think again, it's the fear of losing. It's the fear of, I took an L. I mean, you think Aaron Gordon's mad? I mean, he's probably mad because Aaron Gordon should have won.
He's big mad. What do you mean?
No. I'm saying, but I mean, it hasn't affected his career. You don't look at him as being a loser. You look at him as being, man, he should have won. Other than being, he's like a top 5 dunker in the league, probably still. I still look at. I don't have no less respect for him. You know what I mean? So I think there's this idea or this notion that it's bad to do. It's good for the fans. It's fun for the fans. It's good for the league. Someone wanting to build it to an international brand. Your All-Star game should be a showcase of the best talent in the world doing the most amazing things in the world. That's what it should be. All-Star Weekend should be better than just a pickup game where y'all don't really play defense all the time. It should be better than that. It should be more than that. So do unique shit that we can't see most of the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my point.
Yeah, it was an annoying All-Star game to watch, though. It was kind of like,
I stopped watching the first half because I knew, like, I just knew, like, they're not even going to be like how the old school All-Star game was when like that last 5-6 minutes is going to get real, and you just know they just going to play around the entire time. Like they ain't going to get serious at any point. So
then they did not.
So it's like watching the end of a gym class.
Did y'all like the marketing though? The Night Negro College Fund, Thurgood Marshall College Fund, y'all like all that?
50-50 on it, honestly. It's pandering for sure.
Yeah, I think it's pandering just like they did in the bubble. You could use this platform. Nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Lakers won the championship. Not one Laker said anything about black social issues. Not one.
LeBron read that book though. LeBron read that book.
But the money hopefully went to the right place. I mean, I'm assuming it did. I mean, I
would hope for that.
I can't help but to think that it would.
I mean, that's what they're going to do. They're going to cut checks. They're going to say things and cut checks. Is it going to be meaningful or impactful? Are they going to follow up?
Here's the thing. It's hard to know where it's going to go. Like I just saw an article today talking about the United Negro College Fund elects his first ever African-American chair of the board.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, where's the money like really? It's like Black Lives Matter. Like you see, like people send all that money in, but it's like, do y'all really know who's running Black Lives Matter?
It's tough, man. We definitely have a history of seeing money dumps not work the way we think they will. I mean, it's kind of like their excuse to say, "Oh, well, we're done here. Look, we gave you this money." It's like their excuse to wipe their hands free of it.
That's what I'm saying. You need real follow-up. I mean, essentially, they paid the cost of the public goodwill. They gave enough money. They know who their audience is. It looks like they did the right thing. So now they can say, "Oh, we gave them money. We don't know what happened to it, but we gave it."
It's ad money to them. This is just another ad campaign. This is the same as paying to run their ads on any television network.
Exactly the same. I think we got to start demanding more accountability for that kind of shit. Like if you're going to say this is going here, where does it go exactly? Who uses it? And hold these organizations accountable. Black Lives Matter in particular, but it's like all this shit. Like, where's your shit going? Who gets the shit? How do you use the shit? How do you determine who gets the shit? Like,
I
those
don't want to keep the
questions need to be asked.
conversation going, but do you think that they would have an answer if you asked them?
I think they have an answer. I think somebody does. I don't think you're gonna get it though. And that's what's scary. I think they know exactly where this shit's going because people are getting paid. In most organizations like that, the people who get paid the most are the people who work with it, not people who need the aid. That's just a fact. Any organization is going to pay their people the most, period. So it's like how much that really gets in the hands of people who need it. And that's something, I mean, let's put a pin in it and bring it back because I actually want to do some research on this shit. Where does this fucking money go? Can we even find where this money is? Can we see any kind of proof that the money got to people? And if it got to people, do they say they got it? All that shit it's sad that in 2021 you gotta still do that shit, but you know, black folks ain't been doing good enough for a long time. If all these shits is out here helping, you don't think I see somewhere proof of that shit? I don't. So that's an interesting conversation now. I mean, yeah, requires more research, a little bit more.
Word.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Bet we'll do that then. We'll bring that up. C-Man, G, told you.